Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you live. Steve Raiken here with the Raiken Profit YouTube channel and one of the co-founders of the Green Room / the Green Room University. If you're watching on YouTube and you're coming from my YouTube channel, thanks for watching. If you're coming from our Green Room email list, thank you as well for coming and hanging out. We're going to have a jam-packed show with tons of information that's going to help you to be able to go out and find items to buy and sell on eBay. And hopefully this will serve you to motivate you to get out there and make it happen and take action. I do want to let you folks know, if this is your first time attending one of these shows, this is live. We are live right now, and there's a comment section for you to be able to interact with other people, ask questions to me, and just chit chat with others as well. If you're on a desktop, look on YouTube to the right-hand side of the screen. There's a bunch of people in the house. We got Dustin Doyle, Eddie Willis. We've got Separa. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Candy Crush, Not So Perfectly Me. I love that name right there. Thrifting Therapy, Josephine. We got a lot of people in the comment section. If you are on an iPad or a cell phone, just click below under the comment section, and the live feed should pop up. Dustin Doyle says, Green Room has enhanced my hustling already. I am glad I finally joined. So we appreciate you being in the room, Dustin, and always contributing. So thank you. Chris Piles, what's going on? The reason why I wanted to do this show again, researching products, is because I'm pretty stoked right now. I'm pretty pumped up. And let me show you why. So this is a picture of me. You should be able to see. This was taken about, let's see, it should be working. Let me make sure that's working properly. I'm not sure if you can see the picture of me. You should be able to. But pretty much I was at a thrift store, let's say about an hour ago, and I popped on a huge plush stuffed animal. I'm not sure if it's showing up on the screen. I think it is. There we go. It's on my Instagram at Raiken Profit. And I was going through Goodwill, and I was going through the back area, and I found this huge plush stuffed animal. Excuse me. And I'm not sure what the brand is off the top. It's still in my car right now. But the reason why I found this thing is because of the live researching show that I did the other day when I was researching live stuffed animals and plush items. I didn't know anything about stuffed animals. And when I saw this thing, the one thing I recognized is the bigger plush animals do really well. And I found it. I looked it up, and it's going for over $100. And it was only $4, which is absolutely crazy. So, you know, these live shows, not only have they been helping so many people, you know, on the Green Room email list and people on Facebook and YouTube, but it's actually been helping me out a lot. And that was what motivated me to do this show today on vintage glassware that sells on eBay for ridiculous profits from thrift stores and estate sales, because I don't know much at all when it comes to vintage glassware. And today I was walking through the aisle and I saw a bunch of glassware, and I'm like, you know what, this stuff is probably worth money. And I was kind of rushing, so I didn't really take the time to do any research. But I want to put myself in a position to get lucky when I go down the glassware aisle at thrift stores and estate sales and garage sales. So that's why we're doing this show. I'm going to do a quick sound test to make sure everything is sounding okay. Thrift stores and estate sales and garage sales. So that's why. All right. Sounds like the sound is working properly. So that's good. Let's shout some people out, and then we're going to dive right into this show and start covering some of the best-selling vintage glassware on eBay. So you can go out to thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, and beyond. Find these items, flip them, and make some good money. Also, I want to ask you guys, hit the like button. We got 62 people watching live right now, so smash that like button, show some love, helps this video to get out to more people, lets me know that I'm doing a good job, and it motivates me to continue making these videos because I want to help you guys out as much as possible. I've been getting a lot of messages lately saying, I found this item because of your video. I found that item. It's really exciting. So smash that like button. We got Joe Clay in the house. What's up, Joe Clay, man? Make sure to smash that like button. Green, remember, in the house. WGI Provision. You got something against me? I never get a shout out. Yeah, I got something against you. I can't pronounce your name. It's WGI Pros Vision LAC 1212 IV. Hey, you got your shout out, man, woman. I'm not sure based on that, but Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. Antonio Gomez says, what's up? I'm a huge fan. Thanks, Antonio. I appreciate you coming. Ultimate Coupon Lady, what's going on? Robert Clemens. Robert says, what is going on? Recently found your channel and you have me thinking I should start this reselling online game, at least for a secondary income. So, Robert, I'm going to let the people who are in the comment section speak. Should Robert start a reselling business? Have you enjoyed reselling? Are you making money? Let's let the people in the comment section answer that question for you. Not So Perfectly Me says, found crystal wine glasses at Goodwill for 89 cents. Hope for $25 for the pair. Now, that's really cool. That's really cool. When you spend 89 cents and you could flip something for 25, that's fantastic. So there's a lot of comments coming in. We're going to get this show started right now. It looks like we've been chit-chatting for about 7 minutes, and I don't want to waste any more time. So again, smash that like button right now if you're watching live. That's one thing that I need from you guys. Just smash that like button, and I'll be in the comments section as well. It's on my other screen, so I see the comments coming in. So let's start off with how we've got this all set up so you can do research on your own in the future and don't have to rely on me. So this is what I did. I went to ebay.com, typed in vintage glassware, right? Just like that. And I arrived to this page. The next thing I did was I went under condition and hit used. The reason is because if you're going to thrift stores, garage sales, like I am, or even estate sales, I don't go to many of those though, you're going to find these items in used condition. So you want to study the way that you are going to be out there in the field finding these items, which is primarily used. So we hit use for condition. For price, we did 30 as the first box, and then we left the second box blank. What that's going to be pretty much having us do is only look at items that are selling for $30 or plus. Why? Because we only want to be researching items that have enough margins there for us. Now, you can change this up depending on your business model and how much money you're willing to make. Maybe you only care about making $5 profit, but me, I'm going to keep it at 30 because with shipping and returns and damaged items, which I'm sure it's going to be a certain percentage with these glass type items, 30 is kind of my bottom line for me. I'm going to hit buy it now. Item location, we're going to do US only. I'm going to do that because I don't want to be messing with any other currencies. And then sold listings, we're going to hit that. Everything in the green is something that has sold. So that's how we're going to rock and roll for this show. All right, first item that I see which has sold. And again, guys, I'm going to be learning beside you right now. I don't know much at all when it comes to vintage glassware, so we're going to be studying together. Looks like we've got a lot of 6, and I see this common with glassware being sold on eBay. They lot, the same item up if it's a set or whatnot. It says vintage Culver Prado. I don't know what that means. Avocado green, 22 karat gold, old-fashioned cocktail glass. So it looks like we got a lot of 6 items right here. I'm trying to figure out what's the brand. I don't know if it's Prado. Let's take a look at some of the pictures. Tell just based on looking at the picture that it's definitely old. Now there's something written on this. I can't see exactly what that says. So I'm going to continue looking down. That's funny. Fresh from a local estate. So it looks like this person's probably doing estate cleanouts, or maybe it's a reseller of some nature. This is from a local estate. Elegant set of 6 matching vintage mid-century signed Culver. I don't know what that word means. Someone help me out. Culver. Prado pattern. So maybe Prado is the pattern. 22 karat gold. So each one is signed Culver Ltd. They're all in mint condition with no chips, cracks, or scratches. So I could already tell that's one thing that's going to be very important, guys, when you're selling vintage glassware or any glassware in general, is making sure it's in good condition. If there's any scratches or dents, or not dents, cracks, or any issues, you're going to want to acknowledge that in your listing. So that's super important. Steve, you can go into the item specifics to find the brand. Thanks, Ultimate Coupon Lady. Let me do that right now. Let's see. Where are the item specifics? Okay, here we go. So This actually doesn't have the brand under the item specifics. Here's the item specifics that the coupon lady was referring to. And if you go under here, you can typically find out a lot more information if they fill it out. Like, for example, the materials glass, the country, region of manufacturer was the United States. Typically, they have a brand here, but I don't see it. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. Antique cut crystal, candle. I don't know how to pronounce that. This is very interesting right here, though. Let's take a look at this item. Brass supports over 5 pounds. I mean, something like this, I mean, honestly, I would pass it up at a thrift store. I really would. Why? Typically just out of ignorance and maybe experience, lack of experience. This is something that I don't know anything about. I don't even know what this thing is called. I see this, a candelabra. I'm not sure. This sold for $275, and it looks like this seller, is probably an expert when it comes to these items based on the name. Antique crystal, glass, and pottery ink. Let's go into the item specifics. It's not showing anything. Antique cut crystal, weighs 5 pounds, brass candle supports, 19th century to early 20th century. Daisies are plastic. So I don't know much that we can go over with this item. I just don't know much enough to talk about it. So let's move on to something else. So this looks very interesting right here. I know I've passed these things up before at garage sales. This is I'm going to read the title, Exceptional Large Centerpiece Oval Footed Cut Crystal Fruit Bowl. So this is a pretty big fruit bowl, it looks like, based on the picture. Crystal, $150, 15 inches and a half in length. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if there is a something that we can look at so we can be able to distinguish this when we're out in the field. Let's see, I'm looking for a brand or something. So I don't see a brand. It's that same seller again. Exceptional large centerpiece oval footed cut crystal fruit bowl. So I don't know if there's a brand on this or not. I'm not sure. One thing that I really want to do is I don't want to just show you an item. I want you to be able to look for a brand or something to be able to recognize it. So I don't know if there's anything written on here. Maybe some folks in the comment section could help me out. We got 76 people watching live right now, so that's pretty cool. All right. So Down South Treasures is saying Culver is the manufacturer. Very cool. Paco the Don, I'm at Taco Bell getting my grub on. All right. So, I mean, that's pretty crazy right there that, a little fruit bowl, well, it's not actually little, sold for $150. So, the one thing I got out of this is if you find a crystal fruit bowl, definitely look into it a little bit more. I know I've passed these up before at garage sales. All right, let's keep going down the list. Try to find some more interesting items. 6 vintage crystal etched wine glasses. Very cool. Let's look into this real quick. So we've got another lot, set of 6. In the description, it is stating good use condition, some minor wear and tiny chips in cup number 2 and 6, slight fading on design. So yeah, I mean, just looks like an interesting item right here. The hard thing I'm trying to figure out is, when I'm at a thrift store or at a garage sale, what am I going to look for? A lot of these items have designs like that. So, so far, I'm not learning a ton right now. I'm seeing these items that are selling, but I'm trying to figure out what am I actually looking for. And I've mentioned this before when researching products that I've never sold before. It takes some time. You've got to continually and consistently look at these items. You're not going to watch this video and you're not going to learn everything about vintage glassware in 30 to 60 minutes. It's a challenge learning the terminology, figuring out the brands, the materials to look for, the designs. So I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to be looking for right now. I see that this sold for under 50 bucks. The item specifics aren't filled out. I am selling a set of 6 beautiful vintage crystal etched wine glasses. Interesting. So I don't know what to take from that. Looks like there's a lot of items being accepted as a best offer in this little niche. So this is pretty interesting right here. Vintage glass iced tea dispenser with lid for sun tea raised 3D fruit design. So that's pretty cool. $45 or 35. I'm not sure what that sold for before. Sometimes it shows two different prices. How can we tell that this is vintage? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Take a look at the little nozzle right there. It doesn't look vintage to me. Um, I don't see any brands either. So this is kind of weird. It's really weird, this vintage glassware. I don't know how to distinguish what's in demand and what's not. Is it just the material? Is it the design? Because I'm typically used to dealing with items that are just very brand sensitive. For example, a clothing item could go for 100 versus another one may only go for 40 because of the brand. I don't see any brands. So right here, brand, unbranded, generic, still sold for $45. So, yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. Let's go into the comments and see what folks are saying right now. Maybe we got some people who can help me out and give me a little insight. Glassware is hard to sell, but can be profitable. Downsell Treasures is stating that easy finds that sell for decent money is deep cobalt blue Libby rounded bottom glasses. I usually find a set of 6 every week. The way the glass is made is what says it is vintage, Renee Edwards is stating. Shelby says, buy a cheap paperback about crystal and cut glass. The patterns will become apparent. You'll notice recurring patterns with designers. So that's very interesting. Someone is saying, search for Ploink all. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but I will. I will search for that. Let's type that in. So somebody wants me to search for this. I don't know what it is. I hope something dirty doesn't pop up on the screen, but I'm going to type it in anyways. Nothing popped up. So I'm not sure what happened there. If I typed it in wrong, Ford, A-L, EURS, EU. So nothing popped up. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But let's continue moving down. So now I recognize this right here. At my parents' house, we have a bunch of these items right here with this little design right here. I don't know if you guys recognize this, but I recognize that design in that blue color. This is a Corningware cornflower blue 10-cup vintage coffee maker. Works great. Sold for $32.89. I mean, that's not bad at all. Now, obviously, depending on where you ship the item, it might cost you a good amount of money. If you're living on the East Coast and you have to ship this to the West Coast and you're offering free shipping, you're going to get a lot of your profits eaten up. But I mean, if you don't include shipping and shipping, they pay for it. I mean, $32 isn't bad at all. I mean, if you can find this at a thrift store for $4, you could definitely make some good money. So that's really cool right there. I actually want to look into this brand a little more because I am familiar with this and I actually see it all over the place. So I'm going to type in that under glass. I am going to hit sold and I am going to hit 30 plus just to see the items that are selling the best. So this is a whole lot right here. Corningware Creations round stoneware beige 2.5 quart casserole baking with lid. So this sold for $49.99. That's pretty interesting right there. Let's take a look at this item. Just looks like a basic item to me. It's funny because I've never really messed with this stuff and it doesn't excite me. But if it goes for $50, it gets me excited. So there's the brand. I like that it actually has a brand. Corningware Creations, stoneware made in Thailand, I was going to say Microsoft, microwave and oven safe, no stovetop or broiler, 2.5 quarts or 2.3 liters. So that went for $49.99, sold from Minnesota. Corningware Creations round stoneware casseroles in good, clean, ready to use condition. It is free of chips or cracks, measures 12 inches from handle to handle. So one thing I've been noticing in a lot of these listings is people, they give a good description. They make sure to mention it has no chips, it has no cracks, which is important. So if you're going to sell an item like this, make sure to let people know, because I'm sure they're going to be worried and thinking in the back of their mind, is this going to come with a crack? So let them know. Also, make sure to include the measurements. I've been I've been noticing that a lot of people have been including the measurements. In this example, they measured from the handle to handle and length, and the casserole bottom without the lid. So include measurements. Yeah, looks like a lot of pictures. So pretty good listing right here. Wow, this is interesting right here. Let's open this up. So here is another item within the Corningware brand. Looks like we've got a big lot of about 6 or 7. Oh, it's a 12-piece set of Corningware Visions Grab It bowls with glass Pyrex lids. So that's pretty cool. $54. Check that out. Is that glass? Yeah, it looks like glass. For some reason, I was thinking it was plastic at first. 12-piece set of Corning Visions Grab It bowls. There's 6 of those, and then there are 6 Pyrex glass lids. Again, guys, you know, they are including measurements. They're including the condition, as you can see right here. Some of the bowls and lids look new. Both the lids and bowls do show some sign of wear, scratches, or storage wear in the bottom of the bowls. Nothing horrible, no chips, cracks, or roughness. So there's another item that sold. Let's get out of this brand. It looks like, you know, some of these items are doing pretty well. As you can see, $30 for a set of 3, 30 for an open roaster lasagna pan, 50 for some more Pyrex items. Oh, look at this thing, a Corningware piggy bank for $60. That would actually be a good topic for a future video, is talking about piggy banks. So maybe we'll talk about that in another live show. Jarko says, I've noticed that hand painted Arabia fetches very high prices. So what's up, Swamp Picker? We got Glenn in the house. Good to see ya. We got Mary in the house. What's going on? Mary Weiss says, I had a 25-cent bowl sell for $280. That's absolutely insane right there, guys. Let me know in the comment section, what is the best vintage or glassware item that you have ever sold on eBay? I want to know, what did you pay? What was it? And how much did it sell for? It looks like we got Mary in the leaderboard right now. 25 cents turned into $280 right there. I mean, that is absolutely spectacular. So definitely really cool. Steve, sort them from high to low price. I don't want to sort them from high to low price because I don't want to only focus on like the super top-notch items, because those are typically the hardest to find. I like kind of just searching through. But if more people want me to do it, I have nothing against it. I just feel like this is a more suitable way for people to find items versus just going after like the most hardest, you know, rarest items. So some people are asking me to search for shot glasses. Thrifting Therapy, we've got an interesting comment coming in right now saying, from Thrifting Therapy, I avoid glass at all cost. Too many variables that you won't get your money out of it. And you know, as sellers, we have to keep the space cleared up. So, I mean, I found that there are certain items that I kind of avoid as well, but I don't avoid them entirely. So like with clothing, you know, I've been really pulling back a lot with clothing. The main reason is I just don't have the time. It's very time consuming. So what I've been trying to do lately is focus only on higher end clothing. So maybe with glassware, it's the same thing. You know, you only focus on higher end items. You know, the more you know, the more you grow. There's so many items out there. So for me, like, I like to know, like, what are the top 50, top 100 items to be on the lookout for within a particular niche. And I suggest that's the same thing you do with the glassware. All right, so we got California Picking in the house. What's going on? Good to see ya. Let's keep moving down the list and see some more items that have sold. So this is, I don't know why this fan is listed under here, but we've got a vintage electronic Northwind table fan that sold for $49.95, which is pretty interesting. Let's keep going. So here we have some more Pyrex, vintage Pyrex mixing nesting bowl set, primary colors. So I know for a fact, just based on my research in the past, which is very little, if you could find these Pyrex items that are, you know, different colors like yellow, greens, purples, reds, they do very well. So just be on the lookout for that. Look at all these items, though, that are selling for good money. Items that I'm sure we're passing up all the time. I mean, here's a vintage Pyrex glass percolator, 6 to 9 cup coffee pot complete, $49.99. It's pretty impressive. Here's something pretty interesting. Here's an ice bucket. I would have never known, guys. I swear to you, if I was in a thrift store and I saw this, I would pass it up. 100% I would pass it up. Why? Just because I don't know anything about it. And for someone out there, maybe like you, who maybe you have more knowledge and you've had experience with this stuff, this could be a jackpot for you. That's why I always say the more you know, the more you grow. That's why you need to invest in yourself and your education. I mean, check this out. Vintage Cambridge green glass art deco tub ice bucket, gold and frosted decorated. So I'm just reading the title right here. Sold for $95.95. That's a lot of money right there, guys. Check this out. It's just a little ice bucket. I mean, if I was at a garage sale, I would pass this up. If I was at an estate sale, I would pass it up. But you want to know what? Now that I've done my research and at least my eyes are open to the opportunity, I will never pass this up. Check it out, though. Pretty cool. I wish I could tell you more about it. Offered from a local estate sale. So people are, getting these from estates. An amazing antique glass collection is this Cambridge green glass Art Deco antique ice bucket with a swing handle, decorated with a band of etched or frosted geometric Egyptian revival type designs with, I don't know what that is, and garlands, as well as geometric bands and trim bands highlighted in thick applied gold. So here again, they're mentioning the measurements, just under 6 inches high, 5 inches across at rim. So yeah, cool item right there for sure. Very interesting. 95 buckaroos. Pair of vintage Victorian style acid etched iridescent 2 inches by a 1/4 inch glass shades. $55. I mean, I don't know why it's not letting me go into the listing, but it's crazy. Some of these items that are selling, guys. I mean, you know what? I really have to say this right now. There are so many ways to make money as a reseller. It's insane. It's really insane. I don't care if you've been selling for 5, 10, 20, 30 years. There's always something that you don't know that you've passed up, and the next guy's coming around and scooping it up. So, I mean, it's just crazy, guys. My mind is getting blown just looking at these things. I mean, what the heck is this thing? A vintage Waterford cut crystal lamp, $49.87. I mean, really? It is absolutely insane what some of these items are selling for. Measures 8.5 inches tall. Signed acid etched Waterford on the lower part of the lamp. Let's see if we can see that. I want to look for that brand. All right. So here we go. There's something etched down there. If you can take a look at that. One thing I want to say is if you ever find any vintage old items, phones, lamps, make sure to test it out, right? Obviously some items will still sell if they don't work. Sometimes they're just antiques and collectibles and people just want to, put it on their desk to make it look cool. But do your research. If you buy an item like this, do your research to see what are they selling for and why are they selling for that price? Is it because they're working in their new mint condition, or is it selling at that price as parts? So that's one thing to definitely look into. As you can see in the description here, it says in good working pre-owned condition, some patina presents to brass parts from age and use, no chips. Cindy, good afternoon. I bumped into this. Well, hello. How did you find it, Cindy? How did you find this live show? California Pickens says vintage carnival glass, Fenton and Northwood. There's a lot of people talking about stuff that is very interesting. So Mary's talking about the bowl that she sold for $280, and we called the bowl the ugly bumpy bowl. It was blue, but the pink Blanco bumpy bowl goes for a lot more, and the Blanco etched on bottom. So it's pretty cool, guys. It's pretty cool hanging out with you guys and learning with you all for sure. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Again, the main goal of this live show wasn't to teach you what to buy and sell, but it was more or less to bring you inside to the category, the niche, to just be able to get your feet wet, to see, all right, these items are selling. There's an opportunity here. Let's do some more research. Let's figure out what's selling. And that's the key. Half the battle is just knowing that you can buy something and sell it. And I can't tell you how many thousands and thousands of dollars I've passed up, just with lack of experience. Yeah, I mean, I've only been in this game for 3 years, right? I quit my job at the Cracker Barrel, the pizzeria 3 years ago, learned about bikes, clothing, books, electronics. I do a lot of pawn shops, thrift stores, garage sales, but there's only so much you can learn in, X amount of time. So never stop learning, never stop growing. And it's just a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. And I'm super grateful to, have you guys following and hanging out with me on this video instead of doing it by myself. So what do we have here? 5 vintage Tom Collins Dancing Girl Showgirls glasses. What? $49.99, I believe, a best offer under that. Check this out right here. It's amazing, guys, the things that people are willing to buy. It's not our job to judge a customer or judge a product and say, who'd want this? That's not our job. Our job is to research what the market wants. And essentially what you're going to do is you're going to find a product, a brand, something that allows you to look it up on eBay and just see what are these items selling for. Find comparable sales. I get questions all the time asking, Steve, how do you know what to price this item at? How do you know what to price this glass at? How do you know how to price this polo shirt at? You just got to look it up on eBay, go through the sold listings and find comparable sales and base it off of that. It's the same thing that real estate agents do when they price a house within a neighborhood. They're looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, same square footage, same town, to price it off of. They're looking at comparable sales a lot of times. Now, obviously, there's other ways to price real estate. I'm not a real estate agent. But it's the same thing with eBay as well. There's other factors in terms of seasonality, how well you do at taking pictures, your description, your seller feedback that could have an impact on how much you get and how quickly you sell it. But the comparable sales is probably the easiest way to price your items for sure. Check this out. $200 right here. Wow, we've got a big punch bowl with a bunch of cups. So it looks like there are, what do we have here? 3, 6, 9, 12 cups with a punch bowl. Again, guys, if I was to see this, I guarantee you I would have passed it up before this live show. $200. The item condition says this beautiful set is like new and in excellent shape with no chips, cracks, or other damage. $200 plus 17 shipping. So this was from Florida, a vintage punch bowl set by Jeanette Glass, CA 1958, in shell pink, a pretty soft pink opaque. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that word. The design is Jeanette's feather pattern. The beautiful set is in excellent shape with no chips, cracks, or other damage. The base is made to match the set, and both the pedestal, and bowl are patterned inside and out, top and bottom. So one thing you guys are learning about me is I cannot pronounce words, but you want to know what? I'm proud. Perfect for a wedding, holiday dinner, or any other special occasion. Please note 50% off shipping, as this will be double boxed and insured. So please wait for a revised invoice before paying. So if you're trying to figure out what does that mean, it means the shipping quote isn't accurate. They're actually going to double box it for you and then get you a more accurate shipping quote. So I don't know why they didn't do that before. Maybe just add a few pounds onto it. But either way, I wouldn't recommend doing that to your buyers. I think it would upset some people. If you weigh out the item and it's 8 pounds and you're going to double box it and stuff, just put 10 or 11 pounds. Just put a little higher so you don't have to, I don't know, make the process more challenging for the buyer. And then if you want, you could refund them some money if it comes to be a little bit cheaper than that. What's up, Tony? Good to see you. What's going on? Nothing much. Just hanging out and learning. Jamie says, you are right. Got to do your comparable sales on a similar and like property item for sure. Hey, Joe Clay, man, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Steve is also a rapper. A PBS special on Blanco is what made me fall in love with the glass. Look up Corky and Cricket talking dolls. I sold a huge lot of 100 for 150. We can definitely do that in another show, but I want to stay on topic. But I will mark that down right now. Okay. I'm about to go to this thrift mall down the block and look at some glassware. You know what's so funny, guys and gals out there? Every time I do these live shows, like literally like 3 hours after, I get these private messages in my Facebook or emails, like showing me pictures of like stuffed animals or puzzles or glassware saying, I saw this, I bought it. It's going to go for X amount of money. Thank you. Like, it's crazy, guys. Like, and I'm not taking the credit here. Like, the value in these shows are just, it's the fact that it opens up your eyes to the opportunities, because us human beings, we're very weird creatures. We only see what we want to see. Like, have you ever noticed that if you go into a thrift store, or let me give you another example. Like, you ever notice that you get a new car, maybe you just bought a Hyundai Sonata, and before that, before you ever start looking at it, you never saw them anywhere. And then you buy a Hyundai Sonata and you own it, and then you see them all over the place. The same thing applies when you're a reseller. If you're typically only looking for books and like electronics and video games, your eyes are going to just, you're not even going to see the glassware. You're not going to see the stuffed animals. You're not going to see the paintings. You're not going to see, VHS, because as human beings, we only see what we want to see. That's our way of our brain kind of like saving energy, I feel like, in a sense. So, this is why these live shows are so valuable, in my opinion, and why you should watch them. Because it opens up your eyes. It opens up your eyes to the opportunities. So, would like to hear your opinion on that little tangent. Hey, you. Simo W says, I am from Germany and I find your videos very interesting. Too bad that prices over here are much cheaper. If I could sell my stuff for American prices, I would be a millionaire. Yeah, I mean, it's going to differ based on where you live. I've got some buddies who live in Canada and they have different business models. Some people in the UK. So you're just going to have to find what your opportunity is in Germany. I'm sure there's definitely some opportunities there. Right on. Ross says, Steve, any advice on who to ship glassware through, USPS, FedEx, etc., and does putting fragile on the box help? Again, first off, I want to say I've never really sold glassware, maybe only like 5 or 10 times in my whole life. So I'm not an expert when it comes to shipping glassware. But just from my experience of shipping thousands and thousands of items through eBay and Amazon, um, you're going to want to, when you sell it through eBay, you actually have the option of checking the different rates through USPS and FedEx and etc. So I would just look through, like I would go to, obviously the default's usually USPS. So I would check out all the different ways to ship it, whether it's economy, priority, or if you want to fit it into a flat rate box, see what the best rate is for that. And then just compare it to UPS and FedEx to see what's the best for you. Typically I found the really, really heavy items, you'll get a better rate shipping through UPS and FedEx versus USPS. But if you can utilize the flat rate boxes through USPS, a lot of times it'll be a good deal for you. So just look through. That's the cool thing. Make sure if you're selling on eBay that you're shipping through eBay. Why? You're going to save money on your shipping. eBay is going to give you a discount when you ship through them and print out your labels online. And also you get the tracking number uploaded and everything like that, and you can check and get quotes on all the different rates and stuff like that. So that's the first part of the question. Second part of the question from Right On Ross is, does putting a fragile sticker on the box help? I have a buddy, Dave Koziel. You guys might know Dave Koziel, and I've got another buddy who you guys don't know, just a friend locally who works for USPS. I've heard from people in the past, maybe things are different, that when you put a fragile sticker on a box, it's almost like putting a target on your back in terms of the box. I don't know why, but I'm just saying, I've just heard that the workers kind of laugh when they see that and beat up your boxes even more. I don't know why. I don't understand the logic. I've never worked at UPS or USPS or FedEx, but that's just what I've heard. And I've heard this from several people. When you put a fragile sticker, you're putting a target on your back for the item. I don't know. I don't understand it. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. But I'd recommend it, right? I'd recommend I always put fragile stickers and stuff on something fragile. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. I've never really had problems in the past. I'm just kind of saying what workers have said to me. But to take a step back, just make sure, like, your number one thing you're going to want to do is make sure you use a strong enough box. Not all boxes are created equally. There's a big difference between just a regular Walmart box and like a heavy duty Lowe's or Home Depot box. There's storage boxes and then there's shipping boxes. Make sure you're using a very strong box. Also, make sure that, if you're shipping glassware or anything fragile, that it's not bouncing all around. The more it's able to move, the better chance that you have that it's going to break and get damaged. So make sure to secure it in there possibly. If you can double box it, that's even better. Double boxing is like the best you can do. Bubble wrap it, double box it. Use some void fill, newspaper, packing peanuts. These are things that are going to help out big time. So if any of you folks have any more tips, feel free to drop another line. I'm going to refresh the comment section. We're going to go through a few more items, and then we're going to just chit chat and answer some more questions. So here's a vintage MCM barware cocktail tumbler, highball mirrored silver glass set right here. So I don't know much about it, but went for $31.99. Here's more of these cordial glasses, $35. Set of 6 Tiffin Montclair iced tea glasses, platinum band vintage crystal stemware, $170. It's ridiculous, guys. Look at all these opportunities. I don't even want to go through any more of them because, to be honest with you, I'm like almost overwhelmed. I'm like, wow, there's so much to know. But my recommendation to you guys is if you want to learn about glassware, coming from a guy who's learned about so many different items, the key is to check in, a couple times a week and just study. Go on to eBay and just go through the sold listings for 30 minutes a day, maybe 2 to 3 times a week. And within a month or two, you're going to know your stuff. Buy a book. Someone recommended you get a paperback book on crystal. Do your research, learn, educate yourself. This is really what it is all about, guys. There's just so many opportunities. I mean, check this out, $69.99. We have a 12-inch wide cake plate, $85. I don't even know what this thing is. An acro, a gate spacer, floor lamp. I don't even know. $42.50. There's so many items out there. It is absolutely ridiculous. Dutch Weeks 1, did I come in right at the end? We're about 80% done. We're pretty much done going through the sold listings. There's just so much out there. It's crazy. But we're going to be doing some Q&A. So Dustin Doyle's was packaging an FBA box right now. Nice job. Elizabeth says, check out the Queen of Auctions on eBay and see her solds on glass. A lot of info on her website as well. Appreciate it. So Jamie says, I agree with the labels. Fragile, this side up, etc., makes no real difference on how it's handled. It's unfortunate. Another thing you can do is I forgot to mention, get insurance, obviously. So if you're shipping out an item, like, for example, if you're shipping out like that, remember we went over that pink punch bowl with the 12 cups that went for 200, something like that, spend the $5 or $6 to get it insured. That'll help as well, just to kind of, soften the blow if something was to happen. Jack and K says, don't pack it too tight. Fastback says, skip the fragile sticker and pack the heck out of it. So, yeah, there's a lot of really good tips coming in. I always write, do not drop or throw on the box from California Pickin'. So the Wilted Magnolia says, tons of groups on Facebook that help identify glass pattern. So there you go. Jack and Kay says, glass can be tricky too. Be careful with packing. We've had several things break during the shipping process. Can you add any tips and info here? I covered pretty much most of my tips, using bubble wrap, using void fill, peanuts, fragile stickers, of course. Double boxing it is probably the best suggestion I could give, is double box your items if it's super, super fragile. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, bring them on in. If you have any questions regarding eBay in general, it doesn't have to be just glassware, ask away. If you have Amazon FBA questions, ask away. If you have any questions about, internet marketing or YouTube or anything outside of it, feel free to ask away. I had a guy message me today asking how to set up his landing page because he's getting ready to sell a product as an affiliate. So I'm here to help as much as possible. Any questions you guys have. We still have about 81 people in the house. So thanks everyone for watching live. Make sure to smash that like button. We only got 58 people watching live. Now, I'm no mathematician, right? But 83 people watching live and only 58 likes. I mean, we got some room for improvement right there. So smash that like button. Sean Hayes says, how do I start Amazon FBA? Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is sign up for an Amazon seller account. And to do that, you're going to have to put in your credit card information. You're going to have to decide if you're going to be doing business under your own name or under an LLC. So you're either going to put in your social security number or your EIN number. You're going to get that all set up, sign up, get your seller account up and going, put a bank account in. And once you do that, it's just a matter of starting to buy items. I would recommend, if you're a green room member, going through, we have a free course in the green room. Of course, it's only free if you're in the green room, but we have a free course that will get you started with sending out your first shipment, understanding your dashboard, figuring out the process of finding the right warehouses and stuff like that. But another tip for you to get started with Amazon FBA is to get the Amazon Seller app. It's an app you can download for free onto your phone. You can start scanning items. All right, I'm just looking through some of the comments. If you could point out 3 categories to seek to sell on Amazon FBA as a beginner, what would those 3 categories be? One category is video games for sure. I love video games. You could find them at thrift stores, garage sales. Video games are all over the place. So that's a great way to start, and you could get them in very, very cheap. Number 2, I'm trying to think what my second one would be. Probably books. Books are a great category, because you can find books super, super cheap. They're all over the place. At any thrift store you walk into, you could find a book, and there's great margins on books. Also, probably toys. Toys is the third one I'd recommend. Board games, puzzles, brand new in the box toys, board games, and stuff like that from thrift stores. So I would say, what was the first one that I said? Video games. Number 2, toys and books. So toys, books, and video games. Those are probably the 3 best ones I'd recommend if you're just getting started. FBA question regarding scanning clothes at Marshalls, TJ Maxx. I get mostly not found in inventory messages when using the Amazon Seller app. Any idea why? The reason why you're not finding it is because it's not listed yet on Amazon. There's so many clothing items out there in different models and sizes. Like, we're only scratching the surface in terms of like the listings that are created on Amazon. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, when you create a listing on Amazon, people can piggyback on it and sell. So what you're asking is, why can't I piggyback on any of the listings for the items? Why is it coming up not shown, like not available? Because nobody's created the listing. Over the next year or two, you're going to see more and more listings created, and I'm already seeing it. If you are going to be selling, clothes and shoes, you're going to have to get Scoutify, right? So what I'd recommend you doing is getting Inventory Lab. It is going to be $50 a month, which is going to help you to speed up your listing process. But with Inventory Lab, you're going to get a free app that they offer for free with the Inventory Lab software called Scoutify. And on Scoutify, you'll be able to see the ranks of the shoes and clothing items that you scan. On the Amazon Seller app, it's not going to show you for some reason. Brandon states, reviews have been bad on eBay Valet unless you were sending stuff you don't care about. Yeah, I've heard really bad reviews about eBay Valet as well. Ricky is asking, when you pack a shipment for FBA, do you put labels on bubble wrap or put the label over the old barcode? So if you're going to bubble wrap something, you're going to have to put it on the outside, because the barcode that you're talking about is called a FN SKU. F for Frank, N for Nancy, SKU. It's called an FN SKU. It's the little label that you print out. And that's what you're going to label over the barcode for Amazon to be able to scan and identify the product and identify what did you list it for, the price, what's the item, and everything. So if you were to, like, for example, let me give you a real life example of something I would do this with. Let's say it's a toy. A certain toy that is, it needs to be bubble wrapped. So what I would do is I would bubble wrap over the toy, and then I'd put a piece of tape over the barcode, like over the bubble wrap that's over the barcode, and then put my label over that. So you don't want their old barcode being exposed. So you could either, put a blank label over that, then bubble wrap it, put tape over the bubble wrap, and then put the label on. The reason why I'm telling you to tape it is because if you put a label over the bubble wrap, it's going to fall off. So hopefully that answered your question. On average, how many returns did you receive a month, and how do you handle those? I sell mostly through Amazon FBA. I do eBay very limited and part-time now, just because I only have a certain amount of time during the day with the green room, the YouTube channel, publishing. a whole bunch of things going on in my life, which I'm sure you're already aware of. But I sell mostly on Amazon FBA. The cool thing about FBA is they handle all the returns for me. The only thing I need to look out for is if an item gets returned, I need to kind of keep an eye to see if it's unfulfillable or not. And what I mean by that is sometimes you'll sell like a brand new in the box puzzle. They'll get it, they'll return it, they'll open it up, and now it's used. Now it's unfulfillable. So I'll typically have it sent back to me. How many returns on average do I receive? It really, really depends. I usually have a couple returns coming in a week. Electronics and items like calculators, computer parts, things of that nature, you're going to have a higher return rate, 4 to 8% at times. Whereas with books, video games, stuff like that, it's usually less than 1 to 2%. So, the return rate is going to be a little different based on the items. And obviously, clothing and shoes is going to be a little higher return rate as well. Used toys are considered collectible. Yes, you are correct about that. We got the Bonafide Hustler in the house. So earlier I mentioned that I am one of the co-founders of the Green Room, greenroomuniversity.com, and Bonafide Hustler, Chris, is the second co-founder alongside two other guys that aren't here right now. So we've got a couple Green Room admins in the house. So if you guys have any questions about the Green Room, if you've been curious about joining, you could definitely ask away. The Green Room is the membership site that I run alongside with three other guys. The Bonafide Hustler is the second one. And we've been running that group for about 3 years now. And we teach people how to make money buying and selling from thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, pawn shops, antique booths, all different types of places to sell it on eBay, Amazon. I already mentioned antique booths. So it's a growing community. We've got about over 700 people right now. So it's a great place. It's a big family. And yeah, we've got a lot of cool things going over there. We got Glenn in the house, Swamp Picker from the Green Room. How much is it? We actually have two offers right now. We have $200 a year, which in our opinion, we think it's the best route because, with anything in life, you've got to invest in yourself and give yourself a chance to succeed, kind of like working out or diet. You're not going to lose all the weight and get in great shape in a month or two. And the same thing applies with the Green Room. It's going to take, a couple months, 5 months, 6 months to really make it start working for you. So we have a $200 a year option and a $29.99 a month option as well. And, if there are any Green Room members in the house, let us know firsthand and let the people who are watching, what's your experience been with the Green Room and how's it been working for you? Bonafide says you got to spend money to make money. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask away. Jack and Kay says, what do you mostly sell on Amazon FBA? 30% of my income on Amazon FBA comes from books. So I sell a lot of books. I source books from thrift stores, garage sales, and book sales. I sell a lot of video games, office products, computer items, electronics. I sell a lot of various items. Cameras, I'm really big into cameras. I love cameras. But I source mostly from garage sales, thrift stores, and pawn shops for my Amazon FBA business. But if you were to ask me, like, what's my favorite item to sell on Amazon, I definitely say books. I enjoy books just because the margins are huge. Toys, video games, electronics. I mean, Amazon's awesome. I really love Amazon. Question from Christopher. What's up, Christopher? When I am looking for books, how do you usually scan and look for books that could be possibles? So I'm trying to figure out what do you mean by that? I guess maybe the question means, when scanning books and, how do you scan books and how do you know if something's, a possibility to be profitable? I use the Amazon Seller app. I also use FBA Scan, which is another scanning app that I use. And the reason I use that is because it links up with my my portable scanner. We don't have to talk about that now. It's a little more advanced. But essentially, if you have the Amazon Seller app, you scan the item and it'll show you a rank, which is like a snapshot in time of how quickly or how often an item sells. You can look at reviews. When you scan the item with the barcode scanner, it'll show you what it's selling for, how much money you can make in profit. I actually have a video that goes in depth talking about this. Also, if you join the Green Room, we have a whole website with videos, private shows, training, books, courses. We actually have a video course that shares with you how to work the Amazon Seller app and what to look for and everything like that. So it's a little sophisticated when you're first getting started, but it's not very challenging. Give it a couple days playing with it, you'll know for sure what to look for. Questions: how would you ship a large printer without the original box to make sure it is protected? Thank you. I enjoy your videos. New subscriber, PT77. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. So how to ship a large printer without the original box? I mean, you're going to have to find a box that fits. You can buy boxes off of Uline. You can go to Walmart. You can go to Home Depot, Lowe's. There's a lot of different, places you can go. You can go dumpster diving. You could go behind commercial buildings looking for boxes, but there's no way around it. You're going to have to find a box that fits. In terms of how to protect it, you're going to just have to bubble wrap the heck out of it. Go to Home Depot or order something offline, get some bubble wrap and just wrap it up like crazy. Wrap it up, stretch wrap it, make sure it's protected. Once you throw it in that box, you can throw packing peanuts in it. You can put void fill in it. If you're lucky enough to have a box that's a little smaller, you can double box it. But that's the challenge when it comes to selling these huge items. It takes time to protect them and ship them out. So if you think you're going to just start investing in printers and big scanning items and like scanners, Canon scanners, and audio equipment, if you think you're just going to buy it and just ship it out within 5 minutes, you're not. Because you can, but it's going to break. So it takes time. Craigslist Hunter on YouTube has a really good video sharing with you how he ships out like receivers and stuff. So check him out on YouTube, the Craigslist Hunter, while you are playing Pokemon Go. Did you guys know, I was in the gym today and someone was mentioning that the stock for, I don't know if it was Nintendo or Pokemon, I don't know what stock it was, doubled when Pokemon Go came out. Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, I don't know if you looked into that or not. But yeah, guys, ask away. I'm here to answer some more questions for you guys, as many as you need. Again, I am one of the co-founders of the Green Room. So if you did get this email through the Green Room email, welcome. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Hopefully this video has been able to help you and serve you and motivate you. I can't say it enough, but there's so many opportunities out there. So many. And hopefully that, this video served to open your eyes that, there's money to be made in this vintage glassware. There's a lot of money. And it's one area that I want to learn more about as well. Leroy says best places to find boxes are as follows. Medical equipment houses, lots of bubble wrap. So medical equipment houses, I don't even know what that is, but it sounds pretty interesting. Also furniture stores, always look for independence. Bonafide says big boxes I always find at furniture stores. Yep. I'm pretty sure packing peanuts isn't allowed on FBA. I thought I read that. Yeah, I believe you're right. I was talking more of eBay, but thanks for mentioning that. I believe you're right. I don't think that you can. Also, you're not allowed to use newspaper because the ink could bleed off onto items. I know people who have, but it's risky. Nintendo market cap increased over 7 billion in the first week after Pokemon Go release. That's insane. Green Room is the Harvard for learning this skill set. I'd agree. The reason why we built the Green Room, almost 3 years ago or over 3 years ago, was because we wanted to create a resource that we wish that we would have had when we first got started. From personal experience, I started this business, a little over 3 years ago before the Green Room was created. And it was a struggle. It was such a challenge trying to figure out what to buy, what to sell. Getting my first FBA shipment out was a nightmare, trying to figure it all out on my own. Learning how to, get all the equipment for eBay and my clothing business and selling bikes. I mean, it was such a challenge, and I wasted so much time trying to figure out everything on my own. And, there was no YouTube videos out there, only a few. There was no Green Room. There were no, Facebook groups. It didn't exist. So we created what we wish we had. And, someone made a joke saying, maybe not even a joke, because I think there's a lot of truth to it. The Green Room is the Harvard of learning reselling. I mean, we've created a massive beast, and it's a place you can go to learn about Craigslist, eBay, Amazon, Etsy, merch by Amazon. The options are endless. So if you guys are interested in joining a community and you want to step up your game and you want to build something real and have a legacy for yourself and be able to look back in 8 months and be like, wow, look how far I've come. Like Jameson Philippi, he joined the green room. He didn't know. He's my friend, so I could joke with him, but he didn't know squat about reselling. And he was asking so many questions. He was in there every single day trying to figure things out, and he didn't know anything, and he was struggling. And before the green room, he couldn't get any of his questions answered. He had hit a rock. He couldn't get past it. And he joined the green room. He pushed, he learned, he educated himself, and he's on pace to do $500,000 this year. Now, obviously, it's not all profit, but the guy has come so far, and it's super inspirational. So it doesn't matter, if you're 17 years old or you're 75 years old. It doesn't matter, your age, your ethnicity, your color. It doesn't matter if you got C's and D's in high school. There are people out here making it happen. My mother, I got her started in reselling about 2 years ago, and now she's doing a couple $1,000s per month. Matter of fact, I'm going to get my phone out real quick, and I want to read something off to you that my mother just sent me in a text. So I'm going to open up my phone really quick, and I'm going to read this out to you real quick. All right, so this was yesterday at 10:32 a.m. Biggest ever so far, and she sent me a snapshot. She did $374. Have a good night. And then she messages me again and sends me another picture with another $40 in sales. My response was, wow, holy crap. So I'm literally just reading it off my phone right now. She's 63 years old. She goes out a couple times per week to usually the same thrift store, to be honest with you. She usually goes to Savers. And if you live in my area, stay away. And look, she did $374 in sales in one day. She has a full-time job. It doesn't matter if you have a full-time job. I met a guy the other day as well, and I can't pronounce his name. He's Polish. He had a strong accent, but we exchanged details and phone numbers and everything. But he works a full-time job, and his whole family, they do books. All they do is books. And he's got a family Amazon FBA business, 5 of them. They all go out on the weekend together, and they just destroy thrift stores. They take out all the books. They all have book scanners. They all have I think they were using FBA Scanner, Profit Bandit, and they go and they just murder these thrift stores. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can do this yourself. It doesn't matter if you're young. I mean, we've got a 18-year-old kid who did like $20,000 last month on FBA. I actually met him. I believe he's 18. What's his name again? He's from Miami. Somebody help me out. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can do it. You can do it for sure. Doesn't matter if you struggled in the past with reselling. The information's out there, guys. The information's out there, whether you join the green room or you watch these videos or you just try to figure it out on yourself. I mean, the information is out there. Cash Carter, he wasn't the one I was talking about. Who was it? Jerry, what's his name, from Miami? Jerry B. I believe he's 18 or 19 years old. Met him in Miami with Jameson and Enzi. The guy's doing big numbers. We've got people in the green room who we're going to be interviewing Jonathan Cleater tomorrow on my channel, and he's done over $100,000 in the last 30 days on Amazon FBA. Now, he has a warehouse, he has employees, he's been in the game for a while. But whether you want to be like my mother and make a couple extra $1,000s per month, or you want to be like John Cleater and do 100,000 in sales, which you're going to be able to meet him tomorrow on our live green room show. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can do it. You can make it happen, but you have to invest in yourself. You've got to invest in yourself. I can't say it enough. You've got to stop pretending that you can figure out everything on your own and that your time isn't worth any money. And you have to say, you want to know what? I'm going to invest in the green room. I'm going to pay the $30 a month, the $200 a year, and I'm just going to invest in it. I'm going to invest in someone who I trust. I trust Steve. I trust the bona fide hustler. I'm sick of always failing and I don't know who to ask. I don't have anyone to hold me accountable. Just invest in yourself. Finally, just do it. Just invest in yourself and make it work. Make it happen. If it wasn't for the people in the green room, for the bona fide hustler, especially the bona fide hustler when I first got started, and the people on YouTube, I'd be nothing. It was all the learning. It was all the relationships that have helped. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to take your game to the next level, build relationships with like-minded people. Join a community. Get around people who are making it happen. Not So Perfectly Me says, I am kind of skittish about FBA. I need a dummy's guide. Well, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but in the green room, we have pretty much a dummy's guide. It's a beginner's guide to selling on Amazon FBA. I'm trying to remember what the actual title of that course is that we created. Bonafide, maybe you can help me out. But we have a whole course, a video course inside the green room that will walk you through, the entire process of getting started. And a lot of people, they say, the fees are too high. The returns, it's too easy to get a return on Amazon. But the truth is, Amazon's probably the best place right now for anybody to sell. Why? Because of Amazon FBA. You can leverage your time like crazy. No longer do you have to waste your time taking pictures and creating listings and dealing with customer service and storing all your items and shipping and dealing with returns and, like I said, customer service. This is all a huge time suck. You could spend your time sourcing products, going to thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, spending your time sourcing products, taking action on things that are going to make you money. When you're shipping out items and you're storing items and finding items and dealing with customer service, yeah, you're running the business, but that's it. You're running the business. You're not working on the business, you're working in the business. And that's the beautiful thing about Amazon FBA is you could work on your business, right? Going out sourcing products, working on it, but you don't have to work in it. Like, you're not having to fulfill all the orders. You're not having to deal with customer service. You're not having to find the items. I mean, was there ever a time in your reselling career where you just couldn't find an item? And you searched and searched and searched and you could not find the item, and it took so much time. There's been times where I couldn't find multiple items in one day when I was selling clothing. I mean, there's been a lot of lows. So obviously eBay is a great place to sell. And like I said before, I showed you that picture of that big dog that I found. I mean, you can never sell that on Amazon. You can't sell used shoes on Amazon. There's a lot of DVDs you can't sell on Amazon. There's so many items you can't sell on Amazon. That's why eBay is so key, because it's just another outlet for you. For example, the Bonafide Hustler, just met with him in Austin, Texas. There's certain items that he could never sell on eBay because the shipping would take all the money out. So he has an antique booth. He has that outlet, right? He has an outlet that he can sell a product that wouldn't work anywhere else, which separates him from the competition. Dutch Weeks 1, is the green room a Facebook thing? If so, is there any way to access the green room without getting on Facebook? So the green room's made up of a lot of different aspects. I'm going to sign into it right now. I'm not logged in right now, so I'm not going to be able to show you everything behind the scenes. But we have the greenroomuniversity.com, which is our website that holds a lot of information. Obviously, the big selling point is the Facebook group, because like I said before, like the number one thing that's going to help you the most is getting around like-minded people, figuring out how people are thinking, talking with them, chit-chatting with them. Like, that's the number one thing. So the Facebook group's a big thing, but we also have the greenroomuniversity.com, which is our site where we hold training videos. We have private shows each and every week. We have a BOLO video each and every week that shares you the best items to buy and sell. We've got discounts, which we've actually just landed our first 2 discounts for members. We got a 10% discount over at Bubble Fast for all of our members. So if you're looking for places to go buy your shipping supplies and bubble wrap and stuff like that, we have a 10% discount from Bubble Fast. And we also have another deal that we're working out, which is pretty cool. I can't talk about the details right now because it's not completely done. But we're getting a bunch of discounts for our members. And we also have a bunch of courses and stuff. We have eBay course, an Amazon course, a Guitar Hero course. We have a bunch of clothing books and guides and a bicycle guide. I mean, we have a lot of things in there. It's too much to mention. So of course, you can access all of that without having Facebook. But to be 100% honest with you, if you're not going to utilize Facebook, I'm going to just be real. I really don't want to take your money, and I don't think anyone else, any of the other admins, want to take your money, because we want to see you succeed. And without the Facebook group, it's going to be a challenge for you. So you could always, create a fake Facebook with a different picture and just let us know if you're kind of worried about that. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Does the Green Room have training for FBA? Yes, we do. Not only is the Green Room Facebook group, very heavy in terms of FBA, so you can get any of your questions answered. But we actually have a course. It's a little mini course to kind of get you started from signing up for your account, sending out your first shipment, getting you past the hurdles that stop most people, which is just getting out that first shipment. So we have a little mini course on that. What is the amount to join the green room? Right now we have two options. We have a monthly option at $29.99 a month, and we have a yearly option at $200 a year. If you were to ask Steve, bona fide, should I join for the month or should I join for the year? It depends. If you just want to try it out, you can go for the $29.99 a month, and you can get all the courses. You can access all the information that you want. And you could try it out for a month, and if it doesn't work, you could leave, and you could have all the courses. You could download them all, to be 100% honest with you. But it's probably not the smartest thing for you because, like I said before, the only reason I've had so much success with eBay and I was able to quit my job and go full-time eBay, and now I make a full-time income with Amazon FBA on part-time hours, and I sell on Craigslist, and I've got time to run the green room and do these YouTube videos. The only reason why I've had so much success is because of the relationships that I've created, the people that I associate myself with. Jim Rohn, which if you don't know who Jim Rohn is, he was Tony Robbins' mentor. He says, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with most. Who do you hang out with most? It doesn't have to be someone in the physical form, but the beautiful thing about the green room, or really any other group out there, even free ones, is the more you hang out with people who are on another level, you're going to level up. If you hang out with 5 people who are sad and depressed, you're going to be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 people who play softball all the time, you're going to be the 6th softball player. If you hang out with 5 poor people, you're going to be the 6th poor one. If you hang out with 5 resellers and you're spending your time chit-chatting with resellers who are making $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, doing eBay, Amazon, you're going to be the 6th one. You're going to be that person. So really, the number one thing I'm trying to get across is, you want to learn about eBay. You want to start making money on eBay. You want to start making money on Amazon FBA. Get around the people who are making it happen. I'm 100% honest with you right now. Get around the people who are making it happen. I can't tell you enough. If I didn't have the green room, if I didn't have YouTube, I tell you right now, I'd still be working at the Cracker Barrel and the pizzeria. Why? Because in my opinion, I'm not the brightest bulb. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the most talented. But the only reason I've had so much success in my eyes, obviously there's people who have way more success, but I consider myself very successful because I have a ton of freedom. I was able to move out of my parents' house a couple of years ago. I have my own place. I'm able to, exercise and wake up in the morning and do what I want, and I get to add value to people's lives. The only reason is because I was able to learn from people a lot smarter than me. That's it. I never would have figured it out on my own. I never would have. So just get around people. Get around people who are doing it. RUF Flippin is saying, the thing I like about the green room guys is they are helpful and down to earth. It's a big family over in the green room. So, birds of a feather flock together, Mother's Mustache says. Thrifting Therapy says, BH, I had no idea you offered monthly. I'm going to join right now. You need to advertise more that you have a monthly option. Yeah, so we do have a monthly option, like I said. If you want to join the green room, go to greenroomuniversity.com. This is the website right here. If you want to see everything that's inside, click this video. We've got a whole video that we'll share with you behind the scenes. You could look into the Bolo videos. You can look into the member videos. You could look into all the different things. So watch that video. But once you're ready to join, click Get Access Now. And we either have a monthly option right here or a $200 option as well. So just hop on that deal, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask away. We've got 91 people in the house. Dutch Weeks 1 says, about how many hours a week do you spend on your business? I ask because I've been a full-time reseller for about 2 years ago, and 80 hours a week are not uncommon for me. So let me take a step back. About 2 years ago, when I was a full-time eBay seller, I wasn't selling on Amazon. I was spending 50, 60 hours a week. Why? Because sourcing clothing is very time consuming. It's a lot of time to find clothes. And then I had to take all the pictures. I had to list everything. This is before I actually had an employee. I had to picture everything. I had to store it. I had to ship it, deal with customer service. And I was spending a lot of time. eBay is a very, very big time suck. So if I didn't have Amazon FBA right now, I'd probably be spending 40, 50 hours a week on my reselling business. But since I focus mostly on Amazon FBA and Craigslist and eBay part-time, for me, it's typically around 20 to 30 hours per week that I spend. Now, granted, I want to say I do have other income streams, obviously making videos on YouTube, the green room, publishing, affiliate marketing. I have a few different things behind the scenes that I've shared before. So if I was full-time, reselling 100%, I'd probably be around, 30 to 40 hours per week. I'm more around 20 to 30. But that's a little insight into my life. But I'd love to know, how many hours a week do you guys spend on your reselling business? Feel free to leave a comment. Q says, man, I ate some mean tacos at Jack in the Box and now I'm feeling it. Yep. I hear you on that. Kayla H. Steve, remember how you told me to just do FBA? Glenzie is going to answer a few questions for me this afternoon, and then I'm going to send in my first shipment. Kayla, I'm clapping for you. I'm telling you guys right now, if I was able to do Amazon FBA, if I was able to train my 63-year-old mother, and again, guys, shh, do not tell anybody that I'm revealing her age live on video. Just don't. But if she was able to do it, if I was able to do it, there's no reason you can't do it. There's no reason that you cannot sell on Amazon FBA. And I know this video is directed about eBay, and I highly suggest that you continue selling on eBay, but don't be scared to try new things out. A lot of times we get stuck in our ways and, we're doing the same thing over and over and we get comfortable. And then you see the young guys pass us up. You see other people pass you up and you're wondering why, because times change. You have to change as well. And Amazon's a beast right now. It's a beast. And I wish that I would have gotten started with Amazon sooner. If you're looking to learn more about it, join the green room, get in the Facebook group. You're going to see a lot of posts. People are going to be sharing what to buy, what stores, how to get past challenges. We've got a course in there, a mini course. You could tag any one of us. You've got a lot of people that you can connect with, but just go for it. Just go for it. And Kayla, if you have any questions, feel free to tag me as well. Send me a private message, and I will happily help you out. Do you charge sales tax on FBA items? I've heard you have to make 30K before you can get a reseller certificate when you don't pay taxes at point of sale. This is going to differ for everybody. I recommend that you do, if you've got an EIN number and you're an LLC, get your reseller certificate and start charging it. But if you're only making, I believe if you're making less than $20,000 and you do less than 200 transactions, I don't believe Amazon's going to send you a 1099. So you're probably not going to want to have to file one of those. But again, I'm not a CPA. I don't want to give legal advice. So I don't really like touching on those topics because it's different for everybody. Wow, 20 to 30 hours a week would be amazing. I worked over 100 hours this past week. That's the thing about Amazon FBA, guys and gals. Merch by Amazon, Amazon FBA, Kindle publishing, private label, wholesale. There's so many other avenues out there for you to scale your time. I feel like most people, they get started with eBay, right? In eBay, the thing about eBay is, and even Amazon to an extent, but especially with eBay, you're just trading your time for money. There's no real scalability unless you have, an office or warehouse and you have workers. But you're trading your time. That's the biggest problem with eBay. You're just trading your time. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But if you want to scale your business, Amazon's definitely the place to go because you can leverage Amazon FBA's warehouses and their workers. And also you can look into things like wholesale and private label. So anyways, guys, appreciate you watching. I'm losing my voice. I got to get going. I've actually got a shipment that I need to get out of the house right now. If you could see me, I know my video cam isn't on, but behind me, I'm looking at a bunch of about 7 or 8 toys. I'm looking at about 25 books, some electronic items, a DVD, and a DVD writer. So I've got these items that I'm getting ready to ship out. Also, I've got a Logitech desktop microphone, a Ravensburger puzzle, which it's funny, we just covered that in our live show, and a huge puppy dog that I just picked up that I have to list on eBay. So I got to get going, guys. Really grateful to have you guys on this call live. It's a lot of fun. You guys rock. If it wasn't for you guys, I'm telling you, I'd be nothing. And, that's why the whole relationship building and having people to hold you accountable is just the most important thing. So Thanks again for watching, guys. Links in the description. We've got a few different things for you. I actually have to update my description right after this. It's not the correct one. But go to RaikenProfit.com/100 amazing items. I'll link that up in a few minutes. Get our free book, get our free green room book. We share with you 100 items that you can buy and sell, from thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, to sell on eBay, Amazon, Craigslist. I'll link that up below. Let me see if I can show you that right now. Profit.com/100 amazing items. Go to this link. For some reason that's not, because I put the wrong thing in. Let me fix that. Boom. So go to this website right here, RaikenProfit.com/100 amazing items. You can see it right there. We got a free book for you. You can check that out. If you want to join the green room, monthly option or yearly option, $29.99 a month or $200 a year, get in. But yeah, a lot of fun. Hope to meet you guys in the future. I know some people are saying I'm going to meet you someday. I'm from San Antonio, Bonafide. John, man, you should have came to Austin. We were just over there. But looking forward to chit-chatting with you guys in the future. Thanks again for watching. You guys rock. Go make it happen. Take action. If you're thinking right now, I want to start eBay. I want to start Craigslist. I want to start Amazon. Don't just say that to yourself. Get started somehow. Sign up for your account or download the Amazon seller app, or just ship in 1 or 2 items. Start taking pictures. Get started. Just get started. You guys can do it. I'm here to help. Until next time, see you in the next video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.